Okay, yes, I'm audible as well as I'm visible. Thank you for confirming. So, hello everyone, this is me, Nikita, and I welcome you all to this session wherein we are trying to understand or we are in the final lap of covering human resource management unit that is prescribed by the under the syllabus. So, why are we studying human resource management is my one question. And also, I want to understand from you all as to why is it that one needs to make arrangements that we understand human resource management, or we rather inculcate this concept into our syllabus. So my the answer to this would be one, that human resource management is one of the most essential things that one needs to understand. Why humans are treated as a resource is one thing that we need to consider. Now, when we say human resource management, it is important that humans are given due consideration when they are working into the corporates or when they are working in the working environment. Okay, so now understanding human resource management, we take a quick run through of what this human resource management has, module has in store for us. When we say human resource management, firstly, we'll try to understand, or we've already discussed what is human resource management as a concept. Next, we've also seen human resource planning. Third, we saw recruitment. Now, when we say recruitment is a positive process. This is one of the MCQs that has a much importance as to what is a positive process and what is a negative process. When we say recruitment is a positive process, and the reason why we say recruitment is a positive process, reason one being that we are trying to make arrangements to give somebody a job, or we are trying to recruit somebody into the organization. So we are welcoming that person. So this, and hence this is a positive process. Now when we say selection is a negative process. Why selection is a negative process? This is also one of the most MCQ, most important MCQ that you can expect. When we say selection is a negative process, the important reason, or the main reason why selection is a negative process, reason being that in selection, what happens is we try to select or we try to reject those candidates which are not fit for a particular job. Okay, and next, after a person is recruited or is onboarded, we have the concept of induction or orientation. Now when we say induction or orientation, it is welcoming the employee into the organization and making arrangements so that this person, or the one who has been recruited, is aware of the organization. What are the rules, what are the procedures, what is the organizational structure? All of this comes under the ambit of induction or orientation, wherein the employee or the new joinee is made comfortable with the process of how the organization is working, is made comfortable or is made known, aware of who all are the people who are working into the organization, the organizational structure, the head of the firm, the managers and the directors or the assistant managers, all of those who are working into the organization. All of that concept is covered under induction and orientation. Next comes, after the person is being recruited into the organization, we have the concept of training. Now, when we say training, a person has been onboarded into the organization. What human resource management would do is it would make arrangements for training that person or training that employee so that he is aware of how the organization is functioning and what is he expected to do. Okay, so in training, he'll be given all the list of the things, or he'll be made aware of, how tasks are need to be performed by him, is being made aware by him under the training process. Next, we talk about management development. Now, when we say management development in simple terms, what it means is one needs to make sure, or the human resource manager needs to make sure that there is overall development into the organization. Along with that, there is development of the employee as well. So that comes under the ambit of management development. Next, having all of these understood, human resource manager also needs to make arrangements for job analysis. Now, what is job analysis? Job analysis tells a particular individual, okay, of all the skills that are required by an employee or by the person who is being recruited, so that he's made aware of or he's shortlisted on the basis of those skills. We talked about, we usually say in terms of human resource management, we talk about the KSA. KSA is knowledge, skills, and attitude or aptitude of a person. So that comes under the ambit of job analysis. Next, we talk about job evaluation. Now, when we say job evaluation, what happens is job evaluation is a job is evaluated based on particular parameters. Now, when we say a job is evaluated on particular parameters, or when we talk about an employee, his job evaluation is done. When we say his evaluation is being done based on the performance that he has done. So we'll further also see what is performance appraisal. Okay. Next, we say compensation management. Now, human resource manager also needs to make arrangements that the compensation that the employees get is in line with as per industry standards. An employee should not be underpaid or should not be overpaid. Now, if a person or an employee is underpaid, what will happen is he will not have the zeal to work into the organization, right? And if a person is overpaid, now when we say overpaid, hypothetically, we take an example. If we say that the requirement or as per the standards or as per his qualification, a particular employee is responsible, or he's supposed to get 30,000 a month. But if the organization pays him 40,000 a month, so he's being overpaid. So this 10,001, it is the cost to the company. Okay. Secondly, it may also happen that the employee who is working may take undue advantage of the excess money that he is receiving. So, and also if there are any grievances, if an employee is working with respect to compensation, even that is looked upon by the HR. And hence, even compensation management is something that will be, or we have already looked upon when we talk about human resource management. So this was, the first part of human resource management. Now, taking a look at the second part of human resource management, it is strategic human resource management. And further, we'll see what are the components under strategic human resource management. Now, when we say strategic role of human resource management, under strategic role of human resource management, what we have is strategically how human resource management or how human resources are being recruited or are being employed into the organization is talked about into strategic role of human resource management. Next, we talk about the concept of competence. Now, when we say competency, we also have the concept of competency mapping. Competency mapping means what? Or competency means what? How competent a particular employee is into the organization. It should not happen that that there is competitive environment, but there should be in a positive aspect. So that will be looked upon under competency and competency mapping. Now, when we talk about balanced scorecard, all of this comes under the ambit of strategic human resource management. Now, what is balanced scorecard? In terms of balanced scorecard, the work that the employee is doing or the work that is being assigned to him, how well he is doing, all of those are evaluated under the concept of balanced scorecard. Okay. Next, when we talk about career planning and development, now we take a hypothetical situation. Now, why all of these, concepts are given or all of these factors are, being discussed is one, you may expect questions when you're writing the exam in the form of a case study. Now, I'll give you a hypothetical situation. Suppose I am an HR manager, okay, working in a particular organization, and I see there's one particular employee that I have recruited. And with terms of career planning and development, taking this case study further, I see that the employee who is working is not, working with zeal or is not working with enthusiasm. The only thing that he does is whatever work is assigned to him, he just takes it up, he does the work, and he leaves the office. So where is his career planning? Where is his career being planned? So on evaluation, I come to know, I am an HR manager, I come to know that this particular job, hypothetically, he is working in a bank. This banking industry is something that he was not looking in the first place. He came here by chance, okay, or he came in by accident, and now he realized that this is not what he wanted to do. So me as an HR manager, what are the further steps that I can do? Okay, or how do I rectify it, or how do I make arrangements to accommodate this person, okay, who is not willing to work into the organization, but he has been onboarded. So career planning and development, or the concepts that we learn under career planning and development, will talk on those lines. Okay, I hope you're able to understand up till now. Next, we talk about the concept of performance management and appraisal. Now, again, with the help of case study, we try to understand with the example. I am an HR manager, okay, and I have to evaluate a performance of a particular employee. This particular employee has worked very hard, okay, has overperformed the expectations, and also is desirous, or is deserving for a promotion. So performance management and appraisal will talk on the things that he has done. So there are ways on which his performance will be evaluated. Many companies follow different ways of performing. For example, if suppose I am into an organization which talks about self-appraisal performance. Self-appraisal means what? I am evaluating my own performance and I am submitting to my immediate manager, stating that during the course of the year, these are the things that I have done in the past 1 year, and I deserve to be promoted. Hypothetical example, if there are rating systems in many organizations. So on when we talk about the rating scales, I believe that as per my performance, I have done the job as of a 2 rater. Okay, 1 being the highest and 5 being the lowest. Now, when we talk about this practical example, I have rated myself that I should be promoted and I should be given 2 rating. This is my self-appraisal form that I have submitted to my manager. Now, what my manager says or does is, he makes into arrangement, or he sees that there is my competitor. Okay, there's another person at the same level that I am working, with the same pay scale that I am working, and provided, or there are conditions that that person, my competitor or the other colleague, is a relative of my manager or my boss. So my manager and my colleague has not performed as good as I have performed. My manager, what he does is, he does not promote me, but he makes arrangements to promote my colleague who has not performed up to the mark, or his or her performance was not as desired. So what will happen to me? I'll feel frustrated, I'll feel demotivated, that I have not been promoted. What my boss says is, no, I don't think you are a 2 rater and you deserve a promotion. According to me, you are a 4 rater, and I'll not promote you this year. I'll may consider promoting you next year. So based on my performance and based on my manager's performance, there is an uneven scale. Okay, the ranking is not matching there is an unevenness, or there is an imbalance. Why? Because my manager has preferred somebody else, and that somebody else is a relative of the manager. So this is a practical scenario that you may get into the examination, as to you being the HR manager. And what I do is, I feel irritated, I feel frustrated, I put my papers down, I resign into the organization. And this has been observed by the HR manager, that every person into this particular team is leaving because of not being promoted. So I, as an HR manager, what is my role, or how will I rectify this? All of based on the concepts that we have understood, or under performance management and appraisal, as to what are the systems on which a performance is being evaluated, what are the parameters on which appraisals are being done. So based on that, HR manager has to evaluate as to what could be the next course of action. Okay, so practical examples or practical case studies like these can be thrown up into your examination, and you need to be prepared on those lines as well. Okay, next we talk about organizational development. Now, along with one's self development, one also needs to make arrangement that there is organizational development. Now, when I say organizational development, if I am into an organization, it should not happen that I look only for my self development. There has to be organizational development also, and that is why one reason, or one particular line that most of the employees as well as the employers say, that in terms of career growth, hypothetically, I am an individual who wants to get into a particular organization. I'll make sure that it is not just me who grows at an individual scale, but also my skills are contributing, or my knowledge that I have gathered throughout the years is being helpful, and I can impart it to the organization as well, so that the organization develops. A practical example, if I am into education industry, okay, and I am a hypothetical example, I'm a professor in a college, working as an assistant professor. Now I know my presentation skills are really good, and teaching the students by way of presentations would be really good, and eye catching to the students with all the animations. So, and during the college, okay, I realize or I see that there are no projectors. Okay, so what I do is on no projectors or no TV screens, so that I can teach the students by way of presentations. So I put up a proposal to the principal stating that it would be really nice and it would be really good for the students if they study the syllabus or the contents as prescribed by the university by way of presentations and not on the blackboard and whiteboard or the marker. So what is happening is my skills are being contributed into the organization, correct? So that way I am there is my growth as well, because I'll save time and students will also save time by writing, I'll save time by dictating. So there is organizational development, and the organization will also benefit. The scores of or the marks of the students will increase if they are liking the way I am teaching, or this new method of presenting and teaching. So they and if the marks of the students are increasing, the overall organization or the overall college's reputation or image is increasing, that the students are passing out with really good numbers. So that way, indirectly or directly, the organization's performance is also increasing. So that way, this is one of the practical examples that organization development takes place. Another example is there are various in terms of organizations, there are various employee initiatives that happen, so that employees contribute their ideas into the organization, and if those ideas are really good, they are incorporated into the organization, and the employees are given as the employee of the year award, the most innovative employee. So that way, because of employees initiatives, there is organizational development. Okay, next we talk about skill development. For skill development, a practical example is there are various organizations, there are various companies. What they do is they provide trainings to the people so that they can improve their skills. So it could be either, hypothetical example, I am a chartered accountant and I am working in a CA firm. Now, what my organization says is that given that you are a CA, you can do an additional course on taxation, which will benefit you as well as in the organization. If hypothetically I'm a CA working into taxation department, so my organization tells me that you are good in taxation, but if you want to enhance your skills more, you can do this XYZ course, and by doing this XYZ course, what will happen is we'll reimburse you, we'll give you partial reimbursement or full 100% reimbursement if you clear the examination. So what is happening is my skills are being improved, I am already into this industry, I am already working, I am already aware of how things are going, and along with that, I am acquiring more skills staying into the organization. So my skills are also developing. Okay. So human resource management or the HR team also takes into consideration that the employee who is working does not just be rigid or stick to at one level only. There are various initiatives by HR as well, so that the skills are developed. And also there are various, in organizations, there are various seminars and webinars that are being organized for skill development. Now, currently, if we talk about the current scenario, it is the soft skills that are being focused on by the organizations, so that the soft skills of the individuals are increased for the overall development of the individual as well as for the organization. Okay, so this was all about the strategic human resource management. Now, the next concept that we focus on is the employee engagement and industrial relations. Okay, so employee engagement, it is important that the employee who is onboarded into the organization or who is working in the organization has, really good relations with other team members or other employees into the organization. So for that, HR takes arrangements that the employees are engaged, or employees are familiar with each other and there are no conflicts. Okay. Next, there are industrial relations. Now, when we talk about industrial relations, what happens is many a times there are disputes, okay, into the organizations or into the industries. For example, when we say unions, okay, trade unions, there are workers who are working, okay, under the production unit. Hypothetical example, we'll talk all in case study. There is this production unit, you are the manager, okay, you are the production head, and there is this union, okay, trade union who is working into the manufacturing unit, and they go on strike. So there is this dispute, They say that their needs are not met, they don't have proper working conditions. So industrial relations will look on all those parameters, or all those aspects, or all those disputes that are taking place, and they'll try to solve all these disputes. Okay, so when we say we have this trade unions, okay, trade unions, for example, the BJP union, the RSS union, there are various unions. Okay, so they form or they work collectively. In the movies also, we must have seen that there are trade unions that are forming and they are working into the production unit. Hypothetical example, you are a manager. Okay, and what happens is there is one person into the trade union who is the union leader. Okay, he says that our conditions are not met. Reason being, one, we don't have proper ventilation facilities. When ventilation facilities in terms of manufacturing units, what happens is full day, if there is mining, okay, if somebody is working into mining and have to go underground for extracting, so the union leader says that there are no proper conditions, there are no protection facilities, there are no first aid facilities that are available. So industrial relations will look on all those parameters under industrial relations in along with trade union and the union leader. So they'll make arrangements that all of these conflicts do not occur and do not hamper the working of the organization. Okay, also HR has to look into the matter of work life balance. Now when we say work life balance, why is it important? Hypothetical example, I am working into an organization and I have people whom I have to report. Hypothetically, I'm an assistant manager, so I have my manager above me and I have seniors or executives working under me. So I am answerable to my manager, and the people who are below me, the executives, they are answerable to me. Now I have to make sure that the work is happening in such a manner that the executives deliver the work to me on time, so that me as an assistant manager can deliver the work to my manager. So in this process, what happens is, I notice that the executives, they are not working well, and the work that they are doing, I have to redo it. Given that I have to redo it, my excess time, okay, is being wasted, or it is being consumed by the unproductive work that my executives are not doing properly. So I don't have a work life balance. I feel frustrated because I have to do my juniors work also, and then I have to report it to my senior also. And what will happen is, I will say in the initial days, okay, fine, you've not done it properly, I'll do it. But over the period, this becomes a repetitive habit. So in 6 months only, I burst out. I feel frustrated. I don't want to work because I don't have work life balance. So now, what is happening here is, me as an assistant manager, I did not report it to my manager that I am facing these issues with my immediate people who are executives and seniors, and because of this, I am not getting this work life balance. So human resource also looks into this consideration that the employees who are working have a proper work life balance. Reason being, they don't feel frustrated, or it should not happen that in the olden days, in the movies, we saw into the offices or into government jobs, what people used to do, not just government jobs, but in the movies we've seen the scenario that people are in the offices, they are peeling the peas, and weaving all the woolen clothes. So that should also not happen, that people are enjoying their leisure time in during the office hours. So the HR has to look into this concept that there is proper work-life balance, that the employee neither feels frustrated nor feels that he does not have any work at all. So there should be work-life balance. Okay. Next, we have collective bargaining. Collective bargaining talks about the, in terms of industrial relations only, that there should be collective bargaining between the employees by way of arbitration. So if there are any disputes, by way of arbitration, that can be solved. Okay. Next, we talk about the concept of international human resource management. Now, when we say international human resource management, now is the concept wherein people are going out of the country to work. Suppose I am an Indian working in an Indian company, and this Indian company is also located or has its office in, suppose, Australia. So now my company is promoting me, saying me that we are promoting you and shifting you to Australia, wherein you will be provided accommodation also, you will be provided meals also. So this becomes international. Me as an employee, I'm going out of the country. So international human resource management, I'm going out of the country. So even my accommodation, my food, my travel expenses, my visas, everything needs to be taken by is also actually taken care by human resource management or my HR manager. Okay, so human resource also takes into consideration of all these parameters. Reason being, we are in the globalized era. We say that globalized era means the whole world is one, divided by boundaries. So international human resource management will talk on those parameters or discusses all those considerations. Now there are many scenarios wherein, suppose for example, people are going on contractual basis. Again, with the help of case study, we try to understand. I am a software engineer working in India, and my company is promoting me and relocating me to US. Now from India to US, if I go, who will bear the expenses if I go from, there are various parameters, there are various terms and conditions as to how much, amount would be provided. So I am from India, I am going to US, and as I reach US, I see there is this home that is allocated to me, and offices also, the travel is taken care. I have a car, I have a driver who would take me from my home to the office location. Okay, and the food is being taken care. So all of those expenses are being bared by the company, and keeping a record of all those expenses is the responsibility of the HR. Okay, so this was the concept of international human resource management. Lastly, we talk about green HRM. So now this is a relatively new concept of green human resource management. When we say green, means initiatives are taken that the environment, we live in a sustainable environment wherein we are trying to save energy, we are trying to save resources that are extant, and also we are going on the eco-friendly mode. Now what could be the various ways through which organizations can go under eco-friendly mode is, one, by way of carpooling. If there are four people coming from similar residencies, carpooling can be a good option wherein people can save fuel, save and also traffic will be reduced. Another way of sustainable HRM is by taking interviews, not offline, by calling them all the way, taking online interviews. This happened in COVID also. And also another way is documentations. So rather than taking hard documents, okay, hard documents means the physical documents in the form of a paper that can be converted into soft copy. So then even the paper is saved. So all these parameters come under the ambit of green HRM, wherein this sustainably or in an eco-friendly way, the human resource team tries to make arrangements so that the organization also is benefiting in terms of cost, as well as contributing towards the environment. And for this reasons, there are also various drives. When we say CSR activities done by the organizations, so even that can be discussed here, and at a very minuscule level, that tree plantation drives are being carried out. So that also comes under the ambit of green HRM. I hope you were able to understand. So this was a just quick review of the whole human resource management in a nutshell. Now we talk about previous year questions that have been asked by this unit. Okay. First, we have this concept that consider the following statement with reference to employee referral. Now here we are being talked about is the employee referral as a recruitment option by the company. Okay, so we have to select which of the followings are true, okay, or false. First is referrals tend to generate lower yield ratio. We have to talk about employee referral. Now, in a nutshell, if I were to explain what is employee referral, if suppose hypothetically I am working into an organization, into a finance team, okay, and I see there is this recruitment drive wherein the organization or the HR team has circulated this email stating that if you have any people or any of your friends or family who is, or any of your known people who is looking up for a job, and this is the particular job description, and we are looking for somebody who has this much of experience, and we are so that is this hiring process. This is the employee reference, and I know somebody, okay, we say that I am into finance team, and the employee referral, or there is this job vacancy that is being come up for marketing team, and who has 1 to 2 years of experience, and those who are aware or of such any people, so they can refer it to the organization. So this is me as an employee, I am referring somebody, and if I refer that I have my friend who has 1 to 2 years of experience, this is his CV. So this is employee referral. We have to tell which of the following is true. Okay. So now referral tends to generate lower yield ratio, that is higher or higher with respect to the applicants, the ones who we have the hiring to the applicants. So does referral generate lower yield of ratio is we have to talk on this. So if I know somebody and if I am referring and that person is being recruited, so the ratio would be lower or higher. The answer would be, or this statement according to me would be false. Reason being, referral tends to generate higher yield ratio. Why? Because the organizational structure is known by the employee, and if I am referring it to my friend, definitely I feel that this organization is good for people to work for, so there will be higher yield to ratio, higher yield ratio. So I know that this statement is false. Okay. Next, current employees usually provide accurate information about the job applicants they are referring. So this, this statement is actually true when we consider that yes, the employees, they are actually providing accurate information. As I told that I am liking this organization, I am happy in this organization, and hence I am, referring other people, or I am telling that, as my friends to join this organization. So this is providing accurate information. So this statement stands true. Next is relying on referral might be discriminatory. It can be discriminatory. Reason being, personal preference being given to somebody who is already known and who is not deserving in comparison to somebody who is deserving. So relying on referrals can be discriminatory. This stands true. The fourth one, the new employee joins with more realistic picture of what the company is like. As I mentioned that, I am referring somebody so that my friend is already aware of how the organizational culture is. So he has a realistic picture, and hence, after my referral, that my friend also has agreed to join the organization. Okay. So I understand that this fourth point is also true. So I understand that 2, 3, and 4 stand true, and the first statement stands false. Why? Because it is not lower yield ratio, it is the higher yield ratio. So based on the options that we have, we see that C is the correct option. So only by understanding the concepts we are able to solve the question. I hope this one is clear to you. The next one that we have is, which of the following is a type of interview where a series of job related questions are asked that focus on how the candidate would behave in a given situation? It is behavioral interview, job related interview, situational interview, or structured interview. Now, even if you don't know what all these interviews stand for, just by reading the question, you will be able to answer it. Why? Because in the question, if you read carefully, the candidate would behave in a given situation. So this is talking about a particular situation. So situational based interview is something that we can relate. And in the options, we see that it is option number C that is talking about situational based interview. I hope you were able to understand, and hence the answer becomes option C. So the type of interview where a series of job related questions are asked that focus on how the candidate would behave in a particular situation is nothing but situational interview. Okay. The next question that we have is, dash is a profile of job holders, the department wise, and offers a snapshot of who will replace if there is a job opening. Now again, only by reading, and this is a previous year question. So during the examination, when you are into the examination hall, it is not how well you know it, but it is how well you crack it. Okay. So the question it says is, the profile holders department wise and offers a snapshot of who will replace if there is a job opening. We see the options. We have career plan, replacement plan, promotion graph, or selection plan. Now it is talking about replacement. So we have the answer. We can crack it, that the answer is option number B, replacement plan. So replacement plan is a profile of job holders department wise and offers a snapshot of who will replace if there is a job opening. To break this replacement plan, what it talks is, suppose there are 4 departments. We have human resource department, we have finance department, we have marketing department, we have operations department. Okay, so this is a department wise segmentation and profile of a job holder. If suppose I am I am somebody who has done MBA in marketing. I would be applying for or willing to opt for a particular role in marketing department. So this replacement plan will have my details, that if somebody is willing to be replaced, or if there is somebody who is going out of the organization knows that they have my profile, that I am somebody who can fit into this marketing role that the organization has vacant, or looking up for replacement. So hence the answer becomes option number B. Okay. The next one that we have is, following steps are undertaken for developing a workforce scorecard. Now, for this, you need to understand what is a workforce scorecard. We see the options: identifying critically and carefully defined outcomes, translate the measure into specific actions. So here we are talking about identifying the critically and carefully defined outcomes. So here outcomes are being identified. Here there is translation. And third talks about identify of high and low performing measures. And fourth is develop and communicate detailed description of what is expected. And fifth is develop supporting human resource management and measurement systems. So we have to talk about what a typical workforce scorecard would take which of the following steps. Now, when we are talking about the workforce scorecard, it is the people who are into the workforce. Okay. So will that develop human resource management and supporting systems? If I am into the workforce, how will it develop human resource management? It will not develop human resource management and support systems. So I understand that this is not the option for me. It will not develop supporting systems, nor will it enhance any measurement systems. So I know option 5 is something that I can rule out. So if we see these options that we have, we can easily eliminate option number C and option number D. Why? Because it has fifth option. Okay. And even if you don't know what workforce scorecard is, you have eliminated 50% of the options. So it can be either option number A, or it can be either option number B. Now, talking about the steps, when we see this option 1, 2, 3, and 4, here when we read, it says identify critically and carefully defined outcomes. How in the very first step we can say that what needs to be done. So we'll see further. Next it says translate and measure into specific action. Okay. And third is identify high and low performing measures and develop and communicate detailed description. So if we go by this 1, 2, 3, and 4, the third statement says that identify high and low performing measures, and then we'll see that there is development and communicate detailed description of what is expected. So we are performing the measure, and then we are detailing that what is expected. So there is this discrepancy. After the measurements, do we say that this is expected? No, we say that this is expected, and then we see whether the performance is up to the mark or no. So we understand that 1 and 2 are in proper place. But when we talk about 3 and 4, first we will say what is expected, and then we'll see the high and low performing measures. So we can also eliminate option number A, and we know that our answer is option number B. So this way in the examination, you can go with option elimination method with the presence of mind. Even if you don't know what is workforce scorecard, you can easily crack, by identifying all the options and eliminating those which are not relevant. Okay. I hope you're able to understand. The next one that we have is Dash aims to reduce reliance on arbitrary methods to pay determination by introducing an element of objectivity in the ways jobs are compared. So one, we are talking about reliance on arbitrary methods. So relying on arbitrary methods is not what we talk in performance appraisal, because performance appraisal talks on the things that we have done, as we discussed in the previous slides. That performance appraisal talks about, as I give you the example, self-appraisal. So if whatever I have done it, in the self-appraisal form, I'll write it down and I'll submit it. So there is this ranking method also. So based on ranks, I'll be ranked. So that concept is talked about by performance appraisal. So there is no reduction on the reliance of arbitrary methods. So we can eliminate performance appraisal. Now, when we talk about job enrichment, what is job enrichment? If somebody who does not know, job enrichment is, hypothetically, I'm working into an organization. what will happen is my boss will tell me that, XYZ are the things that I have been doing until now. Now it is your responsibility to take this XYZ work. Along with the work that I am doing, I have an additional new concept to learn or a new task. So this is something that I am already been doing. Along with that, I am assigned a new task which my superior or my boss was doing, and carrying forward, I'll take it forward. I'll be doing it. So this is my job enrichment. Along with the work that I was doing till yesterday, from today onwards, I'll be doing something new that my boss was doing. Okay, so this is job enrichment. Next is attrition. Now, if we talk about attrition rate, when we say attrition rate is the number of people who are leaving the organization. So suppose I say that in the IT industry, the attrition rate is 40%. Hypothetical example means on 100, 40 people are leaving the IT industry or the organization that I am working, and they are switching either to other industry or they are opening their own startup. So that is attrition. So I know that attrition is not talking on the reduction on arbitrary methods to pay determination by introducing an element of objectivity in the ways the job is being performed. So I understand that attrition also is not giving me the answer. So I know it is job evaluation. What will happen in job evaluation? I will evaluate what are the things. Okay, and on evaluating, we can either reduce or we can introduce. Okay, so we'll reduce the reliance on arbitrary methods and we'll introduce the element of objectivity in the ways the jobs are compared. So it is nothing but option number B, job evaluation. I hope by option elimination method, it is becoming relatively easier to understand and get through the right answers. Okay, now going forward, we have matched the following. Okay, wherein we want to understand or will be understanding what is the concept of job enrichment, job design. One needs to know if one has to crack these sorts of questions. But even if not, by way of option elimination we can do, or by cracking just one one match the following, we'll be able to crack down the entire match. Okay, the workflow analysis and business process re-engineering. Now when we see job enrichment, job design, workflow analysis, business process re-engineering, we try to match it with list one. Okay, A option says, or the first element, it says the process of examining how work creates or adds value on the ongoing process in the business. Option B list, B item says is a fundamental rethinking and radical redesign of business processes to achieve dramatic improvement in cost, quality, service, and speed. So here we are talking about rethinking and redesigning. So rethinking, redesigning, and we have this concept of re-engineering. So we can say that of B and 4 will be something that they will be matching. Okay. And next, the process of organizing work into tasks required to perform a specific task. The process of organizing work. In job design, what we do is we design how the work or how the job needs to be performed. So we understand that organizing work into tasks required to perform a specific task is job designing. So we have got B is C and C is 2. Next is the process of putting specialized tasks back together so that one process is responsible for producing a whole of the product or an entire service. Okay, so now we have cracked down that 2 of the 4 elements. Now when we further see that it one could be, A could be 1 or D could be 1. Okay, so now when we see the options, we see that option number A has 1. Okay, A has 1 here. So we can say that A could be 1. Now on analyzing that what could be the answer to this, we say that the process of examining how work creates or adds value to the ongoing process into the business could be either job enrichment or it could be workflow analysis. Okay, we know that we'll see that job design is 2C. Okay, so when we see these particular options, okay, I think there is some error into listing down the options for this particular question. Okay, so we know that C is 2 and B is 4. Okay, so A could be either 1 or A could be 3. Okay, so here we have this option. Okay, option A, C, and D. We can eliminate option number. Okay, so when we say that fundamental rethinking and radical design of process to achieve dramatic improvements in cost and quality and speed is business process re-engineering. So C is 4 we get here. Okay, the B is 4. B is 4 here. Okay, so option C and D could be our answer. Now, C is 2. So C is 2 here. Okay, so we know that our answer is option number D actually. The process of examining how work creates or adds value to the ongoing process. Okay, here we have ongoing process is nothing but workflow analysis. So A is C. So here we know our answer is option number D. And the process of putting specialized tasks back together so that one person is responsible of producing whole of the product or entire services job enrichment. So here option number D is our answer. Okay. Going forward, we have to choose the correct statements. See, first we have job evaluation is used to determine compensation. We know job evaluation, on evaluating the job, we'll come to know or we'll be able to determine the compensation for a particular employee. So this statement is true. Second statement, job induction is not a type of training. Job induction is not a type of training. This statement is not correct. Why? Because during induction, that it is a type of training only. In the induction, one person is trained or is made aware of what will be the things that will be expected from him or how the organization works. So this statement is not correct. It's actually false. Okay, statement 1 is true. Third, job enrichment is referred to as vertical job loading and job enlargement is referred to as vertical job loading. So either of the one is correct here. We know that job enrichment means doing something. Job enrichment is hypothetically, if I am working into an organization till yesterday, whatever I was working, from today onwards, my boss says me that going forward, this XYZ thing will be done by you. So what is this? This is nothing but vertical job loading, something that my superior was doing. From today, I'll be doing. So this is vertical job loading. We understand. Job enlargement is not vertical job loading. Job enlargement means the one that you are working, you are given a new area altogether that, suppose you are doing ABC concepts till today. From tomorrow onwards, you will be doing DEF concepts. So that is job enlargement. That is, here, there is no vertical job loading. So this is also not true. So we understand that 3 and 1 are correct statements. So 3 and 1 are in option number C. So this becomes our correct answer. Okay, so answer C. Next is career management. Now we need to understand what is career management, career development, and career planning. For this, we need to understand, or we'll see what are the statements that are given to us. First, what it says is the lifelong series of activities that contribute to a person's career exploration. Next is the deliberate process through which someone becomes aware of personal skills. Here we're talking about career exploration. Here we're talking about personal skills. And third, the process of enabling employees to better understand and develop their careers effectively. Understand and develop their careers effectively is something that career management talks about. So we understand option number means A is C. So when we see this, okay, we'll see, because we have none of these, we'll see other options as well. We have, the answer could be either C or it could be answer D. Now, when we see B, career development. In career development, what happens is we are developing one's career. Okay, how? By series of activities that contribute to career exploration. We talked in skill development that, if I am into taxation, my organization is telling me that I can, or giving me an option to enhance my skills. So what is happening there? My career is being developed. So it is nothing but a lifelong series. So I know my career is being explored in a positive way. New arenas are being, provided to me by my organization. So I understand that D is one. Okay. So now we understand that A is 3, B is 1. We need to check whether C is 2 or no. Okay. Career planning, it talks about the process through which someone becomes aware of personal skills. Yes. Now suppose today I am just a graduate, okay, and I don't know where should I go. So based on my personal skills, if I say that I like graphology is understanding one's way, understanding one's personality, how a particular person writes. So now if I say that, I want to do MBA in HR, okay. Now in career planning, based on my personal skills, I'll know that if I become an MBA in HR, and the way in the interview or the answers that are written by the interviewee, I may be able to judge how a particular person thinks, or what is the type of personality that the person who has come, or the who is the job applicant. So with this, I can have my career planning in goal based on my personal skills. So I understand that C is 2, the deliberate process through which someone becomes aware of my personal skills is nothing but career planning. So I understand that it is option number C that is the correct answer. Okay. I hope you were able to understand all the MCQs that we have done and what human resource management talks about, and why is it inculcated into the syllabus of management. Tomorrow you will be teaching, or you will be clearing your net examinations, and going into the teaching industry, teaching those students who would be getting into the corporate industry. So those people who would be getting into the corporate industry, for them it is also important to understand the human resource aspect. And hence, we've studied this whole module and we've discussed a couple of MCQs on the same. So this was it from my side. This is me, Nikita Lakhani. Okay, ending the presentation here. If somebody has any doubts, they can ask. Okay, so this was it from my side. If you have any questions, you can ask, or else we can end the meeting. I guess nobody has any queries. Thank you so much for your time. I hope to see you in the next session. Thank you. Have a good day.